Hey guys, Evelyn here on Neurotic Xlizard, and today we're going to be doing this quick and easy, simple poster tutorial you guys see in front of you. I entitled it Sisterhood, Never Break the Bonds of Sisters. So this is a very simple poster tutorial I just simply created for you guys off of this edit that I decided to make for my Tumblr a long time ago, but the PSD was corrupted, so it's basically merged and it sucks. So I decided to go ahead and show you guys to do it, how to make the poster. Here you guys will get a small packet. All I used was one photo of a pink, two textures of clouds, stock textures of clouds, and then my PSD color, and then the PSD to the poster. But yeah, so what we're going to go ahead and do is get started. Go ahead and go to File, New, and you're going to make a new document. We're going to use the width 512 pixels by 800, and it's actually a WATTPAD poster template size they recommend you use for your posters. I'm going to name this Sisterhood, and just go ahead and enter that. So what I did was I went ahead and dragged in my first image, which is a pink. I just clicked and dragged it and placed it onto my image like so. And I'm going to resize it a little bit just so that they're not too small and that they don't really look little. And we're just going to do something like this here. I'm going to set it right to the bottom. And click the check mark to say OK. Now that we have that done, we're going to go ahead and grab our eyedropper tool, select the color from the background of their picture, go to the behind their image. You're going to go ahead and go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color, and we're going to do a solid color of the background color we selected earlier. Click OK, and we're going to go have something like this here. Then you can zoom in, and you can't really tell, but there might be a slight line difference from A Pink's to the background color. You're going to add a layer mask to A Pink's image, grab a round brush tool. I like to hold Alt and my left arrow key, or my left button on my mouse, to just size my image on my brushes like so. And I'm just going to simply erase what it needs to be erased. And you can actually hide the background images and do that as well. We just don't want to erase any of their heads or hands. That's the main importance of this. Alright, now that we have that set, we're going to go ahead and bring in our textures, which are clouds. We're going to bring in cloud 6 first. I'm just going to click and open in a new tab. We're going to use a move tool and just bring it over to our image like so. And we're going to set that to lighten. We're going to move it around to however you want it to lay. And we're going to go ahead and lower the opacity because we don't want it to be like too unrealistic, and we just want to make it a bit light. And we'll do something like that there. We're going to add a layer mask, of course. Zoom in, and we're just going to use black on our layer mask to delete what we don't need, which is what's over their faces and arms. I'm going to make my brush smaller and just go over Ha-Young's hand here like so. Make sure I get everything erased. Ruby's fingers as well. Like so. So now we have that done, we're going to go ahead and drag in our second texture, which is the Clouds 2, which is this one here. It's more elongated. Click and open in a new tab. Using our move tool, we're going to click and drag it over like so. We're going to place it, and we're going to want this line to be in the image. So I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate it again. I'm going to set this one to multiply at a very light opacity. Hide that one, and we're going to set this one to lighten. I'm going to go ahead and click these two together and kind of move it and shift it how we want it to be, like so. I'm going to layer mask to the first one. Get my round brush tool, holding Alt to make it big, and I'm just going to delete what's over them in general. Because what I really want is just that line there. I'm going to go and make the other one appear. Hold Alt, drag the layer mask up to reapply the same layer mask we did before, and it should look somewhat normal. You can go ahead and add a little bit of erase if there's something in the way you don't want there. And so that looks fine. And just do the same thing here. Okay, Now that we have that done, we're going to go ahead and add one thing. It's a pattern. We're going to go to our adjustments wheel here, click pattern, and it's just a dirt specks pattern right here. If you don't have it, you're just going to open up the PSD, double click on the pattern layer, and click this little box here. And once you click it, if I click it now, it's going to say I already have it in my presets, but if you don't have it in your presets, you're going to click it and it's going to apply it into your presets, which is your patterns tab here. You're going to click OK. I'm going to set this to color burn, like so. It already has the layer adjustments, a mask next to it, so we're just going to make our brush round. We're going to lower the opacity to about maybe 50%. We're just going to delete what's over a pink, like so. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring in our coloring PSD, which is Exotivity PSD number 1, which is my Tumblr. I don't use it much, but yep, I'm going to drag it over and pull it on top, and we have something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip my color around to white and bring back some of my dirt specks where I want them to lay, like so. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in with a small brush on my brush tool, make it small. I'm just going to simply delete what's over certain parts I don't want to be on, like their faces. Like so. And I have my brush up to a low opacity so it won't be too harsh, and it'll still blend nicely, like so. Okay, next we're going to do our font. So the first font that I used is called, and it's time to load. It's called 5 Years Old Font, and that's the subtext font. So I'm just going to type never break the bond of sisterhood, or of sisters, like so. I'm just going to go ahead and say yes to that. I used a gray color, and I'm just going to go ahead and Control A, press V on the keyboard, and have it just center. And then we're just going to bring it down a little bit. So I'm just going to deselect, and on our text layer, just holding Shift and the down arrow key just to bring it down. Next, we're going to type in Sisterhood. I'm just going to go ahead and pick a color from the image. We'll do this pink color. I use a different font for this one, so we're going to go ahead and just start the text tool, click on your image, I'm going to type in Sisterhood, and then I'm just going to change it to Carnival, I think it's Carnival Freak, yeah, and it won't let me choose it because it's stuck on to its own font. So just going to go down to Carnival. Do I see it? Do I see it? There we go. Carnival Freak Show. My font was set at 152 pixels. And then the color I chose was this pink color. I might make it a bit lighter, so it's just, yeah, that one's fine. We're going to go ahead and just say yes to that, Control A, V on the keyboard, center it, deselect, and just move it down a little bit. And then remove the subtext up, just a smidge. I'm going to change the kerning on subtext to 0, or maybe add a little bit longer, or maybe 25. Yep, that looks good. Now we're going to add some adjustments to the main text. So we're going to go into our FX. We're going to do stroke. We're going to stroke it by 6 pixels. So we're going to use the color white or a light gray, however you feel. We're going to add a drop shadow. We're going to check off use global light, change the angle to 0, distance to 0, and we're going to make the size about 46. We're going to lower the opacity just so you can see it kind of pop off the image, but not be too off the image. We're going to add an inner shadow. I'm going to use distance 0. Use global lighting off. I'm going to just bring it out like so. We're going to change the multiply to soft light. Lower the opacity. Do inner glow. To source the center. Drag it out. Lighten the opacity. And then do a gradient overlay. And set that to soft light and lighten the opacity as well. And then Lastly, we're just going to go ahead and click our PC, Shift Control Alt E, and just go File Filter, Smart Sharpen, and then saving it. Okay guys, so this is the final outcome. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's very simple and easy, and I really like the way it looks. So if you guys like the video, don't forget to thumbs up, leave a comment, and request more tutorials, and I hope to have more for you guys soon. Okay, bye guys.